Good afternoon. It is our honor to sit with you here now, and you may ask us anything you like, and we will make sure that our answer serves you as well as any who will view this exchange. Please ask your question or state your issue, whatever it is.
I can state it in a nutshell, and that is a lack of self-love. It plays out in many areas of my life.
Very well. As you say these words, we are imbuing you with higher energy. It is our greatest desire that the barriers energetically that exist around you now, which are merely a fact of life and not through any fault of your own or through any failing of your own, are keeping you from feeling the love that is flowing from the spirit world to you at this moment. When we end our messages with the words, "You are so very loved," this is truth. And this is what keeps you coming back to hear our messages, is it not? For you can feel this love and you ache for this love. And yet, as you hear it, there is a voice within that says, perhaps that applies to others, but not to me. We are showering you now with divine love. For the challenge is you have only allowed yourself to feel the human kind of love. We are telling you now that you have brought some of this in from a past life, for there have been those in your world, your human life, your relationships, who have been kind to you, who have tried to show you their love, yet you have rejected this. And so you cannot understand, why is it I cannot accept love? You can accept the love of animals, but you find it hard to accept the love of human beings.
Yes.
Yes. Animals have a way of giving unconditional love. And your life lesson, you as a soul came in to learn to accept this in the same way that pets do. It is why you have been drawn to them since you were a little child, for they are the greatest messengers. To be sure, there have been wounded humans around you. They are all around the earth. All humans have suffered through the false idea that you are all separate, and therefore they hurt each other. There are many who will hear this exchange who have been wounded far more than you. You do not have great abuse in your field that we are seeing, and thus you wonder why you feel so unworthy. Is this not so?
No abuse at this time. No, my upbringing was emotional abuse.
And this is what has caused the external barrier of energy of which we were speaking. You cannot see it, but you can feel it. It caused a guardedness, as you would understand it. And this has carried forward into the future. You see, at the very young age, the brain is still patterning the way that it works, the way that it processes your external experiences. And at a young age, the patterns that were formed become the way that you react as an adult. So it is a matter of repatterning, for as you put up the defenses and did not feel safe as a child, even though you live without abuse now, there is still a fear that will become your truth, for you experienced it in the past and at an early age learned that in your own mind, the world is not safe. And safety to a child is equated with love. For what is love but a feeling of total connection and safety, like a warm blanket that wraps around you? And so our greatest advice for you is to see yourself as we see you, to allow yourself to be a child again and allow spirit to embrace you. with their love, to wrap us at the angelic realm around you like a warm blanket. Can you feel that now, what that would feel like? Are you able to imagine that?
I don't have a great imagination,
Well,
but I can try.
it is the willingness to do so. You would be well served by working again with energy workers, for we know that you have tried multiple modalities to help yourself, even though you and Suzanne have never met. Of course, those at the higher realms can see that you have exerted effort, but it begins, of course, with the experience of being loved. And so we wish to invite you to continue sitting quietly and merely observing the thoughts which arise. The thoughts are the initiators of emotions, and so we wish to go immediately to the source of the discord. As you sit with the willingness to examine your thoughts, you will see that what arises is a pattern in itself, a pattern of denigrating thoughts, exactly the thoughts that you have shared with us at the beginning. And we wish you to observe them, but do as you have been taught by us, if you have watched us in the past, to sit on the balcony and pass the popcorn. You know what we're speaking of, do you not?
I do.
Yes. So who is it that is sitting on the balcony? It is not Anne. It is the greater part of you. Perhaps you would be well served by giving that greater part of you a name, and you can ask for this name whilst sitting in the silence. What name shall I call this one aspect of me, the less restricted aspect of me, that has the freedom to step beyond the story and sit in the balcony? That is a very safe question for you to ask at this point as you go into meditation. Who is the one who is going to sit on the balcony and observe Anne acting out her role on the stage? And we will put a name in your mind, and you may feel it is silly, it does not matter, as long as it allows you to feel distanced, as it were, at least mentally and emotionally, from Anne playing upon the stage. And then we will sit with you, we, your guides and angels, for we, as we speak now, are speaking with a name known as Sanaya, which means one worth knowing. And ultimately, the higher you go in the mezzanine of this multi-tiered theater, the more you will come to know that these are merely, higher that you go, less and less restricted expressions of the one. And the more you sit with us in the balcony with this new name that we shall give you, and come to know that you are not the one known as Anne playing the role ultimately. For yes, of course you are Anne. You are having this experience now, but you are also all of those sitting in the balcony. The more you come to know this, the more the thoughts that you observe coming from Anne will be temporary appearances, and you will come to know that which never changes. That is the oneness that all share. You will come to see that the life to which you have given so much attention, you have put a name, Anne, upon her, is a very restricted form of the one light of awareness. And this light is what you would call love. Yes, you know this in theory now. You have been following us long enough to know these words and to understand it, but to have the personal experience of it, we will take you on a journey through the various levels of the mezzanine. We cannot heal you instantly in one session of talking with us, but we can show you how to have that personal experience. We wish to assure you that we will be seated alongside of you at each level as you sit and observe Anne. And this is exactly what we wish you to do, to watch her and listen to the thoughts. It needs no imagination. The thoughts will arise over and over. They come up now and you are giving them credence. I am not worthy. I am not safe. The safety part is one you have pushed very far to the bottom. The unworthiness is what is hiding the lack of safety that lies below. When you allow these thoughts to arise and see that they continue to arise and yet they are not affecting you in the balcony, then you will start to notice that what you are feeling between the thoughts is indeed safety. And now that you have truly experienced a state of safety, then you will realize that as you are safe, what is allowing you to feel safe is your connection to the higher realms. And who are you at this higher level? You are not the one playing out the role. And in this state of safety, you will be able to see the interactions with wounded loved ones who caused you to think that you were not worthy and not worthy of love. You will be sitting in the presence of love and you will come to know, I am this love. And from this higher state, you will imbue Anne yourself in an empowered way with the awareness she is loved. And little by little, as you step back on the stage into the role, you will embody this higher awareness. For now, we will give you a new script, for that is all you are doing here now, is playing a role and stating a script. The script that you have been stating is not serving you well. It is keeping you off to the sidelines. We wish you to be center stage and be able to state to the world, here I am. And you will know that this I is totally worthy, for it is the light. You are the light of God in expression. You have been keeping that light a bit under a bushel out of fear from what happened in your childhood. There is a part of you inside that little child who wishes to jump for joy and show the world what it has known all along. Yes, you have brought parts of this from a past life. These will easily go to the side once you sit with us in awareness that you are apart from the role. How is this feeling to you now as we share with you a new modality of healing yourself?
It feels hopeful. It also feels scary because it's not familiar.
Indeed. And is this not how most humans feel when they step into foreign territory?
Mm-hmm.
But as you know that you are accompanied, and we know that you want very much to believe in angels, and you have had experiences that have caused you to think, perhaps angels are real, and we assure you they are.
Mm-hmm.
As we ring little bells around you to celebrate a rebirthing of you. Perhaps this new name that you will hear when you sit with us is one that you will use for yourself and speak to yourself as a child. No one need hear your thoughts as you mother yourself in a way that no human was ever able to do. Talk to yourself lovingly. You have watched movies, you have read novels, and you know what a loving mother can sound like. You know what loving parents can sound like. Play that role, won't you, when you come back into the stage and you go about your day, and do your best to mother the little one known as Anne inside you, who has felt abandoned for a very long time. The angels will put into your mind the kinds of thoughts to use to mother yourself. At first, you may feel this is silly, but it is all right. The moment you hear yourself denigrating this new way of being, simply step a bit outward and upward. You are shape-shifting And this is exciting. And it is, again, nothing that you need share with anyone. This is play, something that you set aside at an early age, not allowing yourself to be playful. But there is a part of you inside that is showing garlands of flowers now and confetti falling down at the excitement that perhaps this is akin to a birthday party, one in which they celebrate the rebirth. We will call her Anne, for that is how the world has come to know her. But the birthing is taking place from the inside out, as you learn to nurture yourself, even though at the human restricted level, you are not quite sure how to do this. There are levels and levels and levels within yourself that are you with a capital Y, the light that knows quite well how to nurture and love you. Allow this. Can you repeat after us? I am willing to allow myself to make this effort.
I am willing to allow myself to make this effort.
Yes, and it need not feel silly to say so. The arising of love that is trying to well up within your heart will do so more and more as you embody the energy carried in these words. Would you do us a favor and take the palm of your hand and rest it on your heart now? As you say, I am willing to open myself to new experiences.
I am willing to open myself to new experiences.
Yes, do you see, this is akin to putting the toe in the water. You need not dive into something that is foreign to you, but pressing the hand here to the heart allows you to focus on the area that most needs healing. And from there, spirit will take it. So anytime you sit to work with yourself, this is the beginning of nurturing yourself until you begin to feel the surge of energy that others know as love. It is such a strong energy that at first it may cause you fear, but be willing to face it, for all it is the movement of energy that for too long has been still in this area. Nurture yourself as you are doing now and be not afraid. Call on us. You must give in order to receive. And for now, give your willingness to be a little bit more open to help. You have done so by coming to this session with us now, and we send you our gratitude. For you cannot simply ask, you must give your energy. And the more this exchange of energy takes place, the more you will open to more and more of the light coming in and more of yours can flow out. This is called the law of reciprocity. Do you understand how important it will be for you to make that effort?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about what we have said or how you are to implement this new way of being? It is not to practice. It is going to be an ongoing paying attention to what arises in your mind and taking frequent breaks of 1 to 5 minutes to sit quietly and practice going to a higher level and observing the thoughts. Do you have any questions about this?
I'm always very aware when it happens, when I am triggered. The hard part is feeling worthy of taking that time to sit and try to make myself feel better.
Very well. And so we are giving you now an affirmation, merely noticing the trigger, and it is quite a benefit that you already do so. We would like you to set one hand atop the other and simply say silently, there, all is well. Would you do this for yourself now? And you need not say it aloud, for if you were to do this in a grocery store or any other public place, then most certainly others would look askance at you. But simply placing one hand atop the other, wherever you are, and affirming silently, there, all is well. Now take a deep breath. And on the exhale, release the tension. This is the pause that will make all the difference in the world. You are holding tension and therefore giving power to the fear. There, all is well must be followed with a deep breath in which you release the tension. And if you are driving or operating heavy machinery and cannot sit silently for 1 to 5 minutes, you will make yourself a promise. Look, I have already caused a shift in the energy. This is indeed hopeful. And at the very next opportunity, you will pull over or create a sacred space for yourself to sit and rise to the balcony and assume the name that will be your higher self, and observe Anne with compassion. And merely send energy to spirit, again the giving so that you can receive, and say, here I am making the effort. Here is my love for you, for I can love spirit. Now as we sit together with the intention of you helping me to love myself, I am showing up to do so. Do you see how this will build upon itself? Yes. And we can see the change in your energy field as we even say this. You need not turn up your light intensely, immediately. Baby steps, dear one. And the baby steps begin with being willing to take the initial step of noticing the triggering, taking the deep breath, and then sitting with us, rising to a higher level, always focusing on the breath, for it will bring to your attention how much you have gotten in the habit of being in a state of tension. This is as restricted as the human can become, and your goal is to access less and less restricted states of the you with a capital Y, the I am. This sense of freedom will feel like doves being released. You will feel it and you will rejoice step by step. The beautiful part is you may berate yourself for having been blinded to your truth for so long, but this was through no fault of your own. Step by step, because you had allowed the self with a capital S to become quite restricted. As the levels of restriction are freed, more will be the joy that you experience. So as they say, the harder they fall, the higher they have to arise. And this, it will indeed be quite a beautiful journey for you. That self-love that you crave is here, present. It's merely a matter of peeling away the layers and layers of restriction that have happened quite naturally and even being brought in from a past life. It is why your soul came here. And so to berate yourself for doing exactly what you came here to do is a waste of time. There is no time, of course, at the higher levels, as you will experience when you sit with us in expanded states of awareness. This is when you will come to know, oh my goodness, I have been loved all along. I was never anything less than worthy, for in this state of simply being, worthy and unworthy have no meaning at all. And then when you step back upon the stage, you will rejoice and help others in the future to come to know that worthiness is a state of mind. Love is your true state of being. Listen to our words as often as you need. We have given you a bit of a large prescription, but with little pieces, and again, as we have said, with baby steps, you will find that self-love that comes not from Anne, but from the self with a capital S that is always and has always been present within you and within all that is. We thank you so very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.